Hello, Iron Bill back again with another video. Man, it's a good thing I don't monetize for this, isn't it? Because this is a job I just can't keep up right now. I'm really struggling to do one video a week at the moment, but we are in the last week, or last month, excuse me, of our school year. And as a teacher, this is one of the busiest times of the year, so I'm going to struggle to create content at the moment, but summer's right around the corner, and hopefully I'll get into far more regular patterns, hopefully back to mostly daily videos at that point in time. I won't go beyond that for excuses other than to say I'm sorry, and I'll try to do better. Now, today's video is a Nightfall using my alt account, and I'm on my Warlock, which the character I was trying to build it up at this point in time and get it up to the 1300 level cap. I don't think I was there, which is unnecessary. In the Adept, it's not that difficult. I think the power level on that is 1260, and I was, well within that. And what I'm doing here, I think I was working some bounties. This has been a few days, unfortunately, so I'm not quite sure what my mindset was there, but I'm pretty sure that I was working bounties, and I needed to get submachine gun kills, arc. I need to get some hand cannon precision kills, and if you're going to do that, especially, I don't think this was done under Guardian Games, but it may have. Yeah, it was. I know, because of the elements that are dropping on the ground. Anyway, this forced a two primary layout to some extent. And I've got squad mates or clan mates that say that you should never run two primaries, and they really, really frown on people who do that. And I disagree. There are times when it's perfectly acceptable to do that, and this Nightfall is going to be a perfect example. In this area here, now I don't have Warmind Cell mods, okay, but if I did, this would go even faster than what it's going right now, and it's not bad. Also, there are art captains here, for instance, here and there, that it really benefits having the submachine gun. And Malfeasance is just a beast. And that's the other thing I want to talk about, is that there are some slept-on weapons right now, because they're not 120s or they're not 140s and they're not hand cannons and what have you. And the truth of the matter is, there's some really good things out there to play around with, especially if, yeah, maybe if this was a Grandmaster you wouldn't do it, but in the lower and mid-tier stuff, you can actually get away with some really diverse builds. Alright, so I'm going to come up here, and my strategy for this is to work from this side and then go back across. And the idea is I don't get surrounded, in that manner. I'm putting myself in a defensible place, and I think this is a key thing to do, especially when you're loading with randoms and you don't know the quality of the player with whom you'll be matched, and you just don't know. So by doing it this way, I don't have to count on anyone watching my back, and all I have to do is just kind of be mindful of the radar here and there. And I just about blow it here, because when it comes to, in this Nightfall, when it comes to this phase, you got to watch for the exploders, because they pop from 3 doors, and I think there are 2 per door, so you really can't lose track of that, or you will get blasted. Okay, my squad mates have decided to play over on the side with me, and we've controlled the 3 doors. Now I want to come back and take care of this spawn area. They'll come back to the center again, I believe, and we should have another wave coming through here in just a moment. Here they come. Pop a grenade over there. That'll take care of the bulk of it, and that door's handled. I might have even had a grenade bounty of some kind too, which is why I would be using Void. Oh, another reason to be using Void. I don't think at this time I had Stasis unlocked on the character. I think this was early on into it, so it wouldn't have been an option anyway. But honestly, I like getting off the meta and playing something else anyway, and this forces you to do it. And Void, again, in particular situations, is a completely acceptable super. Alright, so now I have my sword, which I think was another bounty I had to do. And watch me. You can see that coming a mile away, right? I was in the mode of using the sword, and this guy's going to fool around die trying to get to me. And it was a completely pointless death. There was no reason for me to do that. And Yeah, sorry teammates. I'm one of the low quality people I was referencing a moment ago. But anyway, I think we pretty much have the area cleaned up. Oh, nope, one more wave. I think this is the wave where, yeah, the last captains come out. And I think this is what I was saving my super for. Precisely this. Typically, if you save your super for right there, you're going to do some good stuff. Now, I have to get out because my recovery and my resilience on this character are really quite low. And if I don't get out of there, I'm just going to die. And yeah, now I'm able to come back in and help clean up with my teammates. And this is pretty easy pickings now. They've got their super going. I can pick up these, I don't know what you want to call them, but they're for the festival. So here we go. We got one more wave. I'm just going to hang with a sword because nothing explodes here. And it's, you know, with those invisible characters, it's hard to do precision with them. Alright, so this room was dominated by submachine gun. Perfectly good place to use it and clean up with the sword. And I left some elements on the ground over there. That's okay. Moving forward, I think my teammates are cleaning up. I don't mind. I'm going to come in here and usually I start by cleaning these guys off. And it makes the rest of it a lot easier because you're not getting flanked. My teammates are here by now, so I'm going to bust this guy's shield. And I think I finished with his sword. Yep. And that's an easy cleanup. One of the things I'm bad about is swapping between weapons appropriately, like with the sword on that exploding shank earlier. I should have just switched to a hand cannon and just popped a couple rounds at him and I would have been fine. Alright, now from this point on, you're going to see me get a lot more top heavy on malfeasance. And I want to talk about that gun a little bit. Now, malfeasance's true strength is against taken. That's what it's specifically designed for. And if you don't know anything about the gun, it is a weapon, a hand cannon, 180. And if you can put 5 rounds into an enemy, there's an explosion that goes along with it. It's not Firefly, but it's an internal explosion. And the idea is that you really want to lay ammo into an enemy. Now, the thing about it is, since it essentially has an explosive payload, it really doesn't have the same limits on range that other hand cannons have. So this behaves a lot like a scout with 20 rounds. And precision's a lot easier. Plus, it just handles well. Now, I pump a bunch of rounds into that guy, and I notice my teammates on the other side are struggling. And they did die a lot. But I think, you know, they just kind of went all in. I'm thinking, well, you know, that side's kind of cleaned up. If these guys are struggling, I'll move over here and maybe help team fire down anything they've got going on here. I think that was a Wither Horde on that brig, and it's down. But we got a clean up situation there. And see that guy standing basically where the explosion's going to be. You got to know when it's time to get out of dodge. And I'll be the first to say I'm a player that doesn't always know that. Get kind of caught up in what I'm doing. Lost in the sauce, as they say. And I'm going to continue to try to clean from this area and just keep the ads under control. And then my teammate dies from the ship. So I've got to just kind of keep the fire. I can't stand right on his orb or I'll get blasted by the ship too. Now I'm missing some of these shots, but that's alright. I get enough in him to be able to take him down that way. My teammate comes back and helps me with the melee, and there we go. And I just felt like I needed to play closer towards them because they were dying so much. Then I'm going to move on up here and clean out this area, which is causing a lot of the damage. And look at the work Malfeasance is putting in. Did you see all those yellow numbers? I mean, I'm just firing blindly into that area, and it's just chopping it down. I knew the super would take the tank down at that point, and probably clean up a few others as well. I do have a couple captains I'll have to deal with, and I've got ads that are going to come out of the store, and I prepare to do that. And then I noticed that my teammates are just ignoring the guys behind, and we can't do that. And that's how one of the ways they're dying. It is Nightfall after all. You can't completely ignore everything. I've got plenty of sword ammo. I'm not worried about using that. Plus, in the next room, it's not good against the boss anyway. I'm going to pick up some of my laurels. Since I'm over here, I want to finish that guy off. I just love this hand cannon. Alright, for this Nightfall, this balance of weapons is actually pretty solid. It's a good hand cannon. It's, you know, great handling. The SMG, especially if you can get the Warmind cells, which I didn't have at this time, but if you do get a Warmind cell build, it's hard to beat the Ikelos SMG for ad clear. And yeah, then the sword does clean up on enemies that get too close and are too strong. I mean, and you'll also see that when I choose to fire on the servitors, Malfeasance does a really good job there too. Now, the one thing I wish it had was a faster reload, and I could, you know, if I had the mods, and again, I just don't have them, you could put a hand cannon reloader on this, and it would do a lot better, or hand cannon handling. See, this is just its base behavior. This is without any mods whatsoever. Okay, now I could submachine gun there, but it's easier just to sort him if I have the ammo. Then I go right back into my work here. Now, I just about messed this up because I didn't duck into cover to reload. I'm trying to keep an eye on those exploding shanks. Because if they get up in your grill, then you know, it's going to be a bad day. And I think one of my teammates just kept getting deep over in there. And you really, it's hard to play over there and actually do boss damage. If you want to go over on a flank and do ad clear and just do that and help your team that way, that works. So I've got a moment here before the next ad wave, and you'll see the damage that it's doing. Alright. Those are good numbers. 2,300 per shot. You get a 20 round clip. That's not bad. I decided to take a moment here and clean up, being a little bit selfish. But hey, we are trying to advance the games, right? Plus, we can't let those nasty hunters win. So I'm representing hard on the warlocks. Alright. Here we go. It's getting down to it. We need to get the ads under control. Duck in here and recover for just a second. Remember, I have very low resilience and recovery. Pop this guy down. Now, I probably would have been smarter in this case to pop his shield with my Ikelos, because that would have done damage to the enemies around. That's just stuff in the moment you got to think of. Now that guy, I'm just going to sort him down real fast. He's too big of a threat. I can't fool around with it. Plus, I've got the servitor firing on me at that point in time. Got to deal with it. Okay. Put a warp down. Knock some ads down. Put some more work on our servitor here. It's moving along. We're about to get to the place where we can... There's my teammate down again. I got caught in the boxes, thought I was going to go. Alright. Just keep jumping over him. He forgets about me. And he shouldn't have, and my teammate is dead over there again. Yeah, that's what kept happening. It was just hard to keep those guys alive. Now, you got to be careful when you jump across here, because the servitor can suck the life out of you, even though that's the shortest path. You shouldn't do it. I'm going to go ahead and kill him. My other teammate gets over in time to clean him up. We brought the boss down to it just about. I've got my super. I'm holding off on that a second. I don't remember why exactly. I think I was still just trying to milk the laurels here a little bit, and then get the last couple shots in on him. And that's that. So am I sorry for using 2 primaries? Sorry, clanmates. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. It's actually a good combination. And you can see how effective that was. And now it's just time to clean up all the laurels. I've been calling them elements. They're laurels. I can forget their name here pretty soon, because as of Tuesday, this will be over. It's actually already over, I suppose, because the hunters did win as of the filming of this. But who cares? You know, if more people like hunters, then hunters should win. All right, so there's the balance of the kills. Now, a lot of that was ad clear, And just because somebody has a lower number doesn't mean they weren't effective. If they're working on the boss, they're not going to have a very high kill count. And so, I mean, I felt like everyone was playing their part in that. My teammates died a little bit, but you know they were pushing. They weren't dying because they were back hiding. They were dying because they were in the thick of the fight, and I respect that. So it worked out. We did it in a reasonable amount of time, given to our 3 low-level players, and yeah, enjoyed it. So. Moral of the story, don't sleep on the old weapons. There are some really good ones out there. I'm thinking that I'm going to grab the Lumina and give it a spin. I don't know if I have it on this account, though. I may have to go to my main account to try that out. But anyway, even at base level, those guns were a good 1-2 punch here. And the sword, you can't say enough about a falling guillotine. All right, with that said, this is Iron Bill thanking you for watching, and I'm signing off.